Nice socks, Steve. I like those socks. Those are cool.
If you work for the government, you go out and you shoot like really good scores in golf, it just gives you so much pride. Because they accuse you of not working.
We're on.
So after you part of the first 3 or 4, you got shame.
We're on.
Oh, we're on.
We're on.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the September 14th, 2020 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board. Vice President Gary Merrill is not here today. To my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis, and I forgot to mention our County Administrator Mike Fromer is here. And with that, we will turn it over to Jen Walraven to lead the meeting.
Resolution number 20-802, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held September 10th, 2020.
So move.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-802. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-803, in the matter of approving purchase orders and announced certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0911.
So move.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-803. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-804, in the matter of approving amendment number 1 to the professional services agreement with Trans System Corporation of Ohio.
So move.
Second, discussion.
Good morning,
You
Rob
got a lot
Riley.
on the agenda this morning, so.
Sure do. Thanks for your time this morning.
Sure.
Sure.
This is I'm Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. This item is a amendment to our professional services agreement with Trans Systems. We have Trans Systems working on the Berlin Station Road improvements that basically go in front of the high school all the way over to Old State Road. And about 6 months or so ago, we decided to split that project up into a couple different phases, really necessitated because of the residential development that's going on in that area, basically to advance the intersection improvements at Pyatt Road. And so there is some additional cost to do that, and resulting in basically 2 sets of plans versus 1. So that's basically what this change order, this modification represents.
And you're going to put a unique kind of intersection or a roundabout in that Berlin Station in Pyatt, as I understand.
That's right, Commissioner. We are proposing, it's a peanut-shaped roundabout. It will not be the first in Delaware County. ODOT is actually working on a peanut roundabout at State Route 61 and 656. So they're not new. They're new, relatively new around here, but in essence, they work just the same as normal roundabouts.
Is it going to be like the one on Home Road and what would that be, Liberty Road? Or no, Home Road and Section Line?
Section line. No, this will actually be closer together, and you'll have to actually go around the full outside length of the peanut versus being able to turn at each. But it'll look a little different. It's similar in concept, but
Okay.
they work.
Okay, good. All right, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-804. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-805, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So move.
Second, discussion?
We had 7 permit applications and recommending your approval.
I forgot to mention before we vote, on the Berlin Station Road, what's the timeline on that one?
Yeah, Berlin Station, with the first phase, the roundabout, we're hoping to break ground in 2022. We've still got quite a bit of utility work that'll have to happen before that can start, and we haven't yet made contact with all the property owners that are going to be affected. So.
Okay, okay. All right, vote on,
Vote on motion 20-805, which is the right-of-way work permit summary sheet. Mr. Benton?
aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-806, in the matter of declaring the necessity of improvements for a project known as Dell Sawmill Outpost, Sawmill Parkway Turn Lane Improvements and Salt Storage Facility, and approving plans, specifications, estimates, and setting the bid date.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is a project we've talked to you in the past about, basically constructing a new salt storage facility on 9 acres that we own just south of the Hyatts and Sawmill intersection. We've prepared plans and specs to go out to bid. This is basically a two-part project. The first part is, of course, the salt storage barn, includes all the site work, stormwater detention, management facilities, the gravel lot, the actual building itself. The building will be a semi-prefabricated structure, basically concrete walls with an arch truss fabric-covered roof system. We have one other facility just like this in Delaware County at Berkshire Township. So, and then the second part of the project will be a new turn lane on Sawmill Parkway. To the west side, we have Hyatt's Crossing development. We agreed some time ago with Pulte Development to take a contribution from them towards actually cutting that median, putting in the left turn lane that will have both northbound and southbound left turn lanes for that intersection. So that's the second part of this contract. Work would probably start late October on this. We have a June 2021 completion date for this, and I can answer any questions.
You've wanted the salt storage for a long time here, I know.
Yeah, this will help the southern and western townships access the salt a lot easier and quicker, as well as the county, for the roads that they salt in that area.
Absolutely. We've had good conversations with Concord, Liberty, even Powell. I would also expect potentially Scioto Township could fill directly from this facility. So we'll have this facility manned during the storms in the winter. Should save us about an hour round trip from the southwest corner of the county, which, you know, during a snowstorm, the difference of an hour means potentially 2 or 3 inches of snow. So it's significant. Will not only provide better service, but really also save wear and tear on our trucks and obviously the operating costs. So.
That's great.
That's good. All right, vote, Jennifer?
Vote on motion 20-806. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-807, in the matter of approving and accepting the dedication of lands for road purpose, such as lands consisting of the private streets currently known as Riverby Lane, Adrian Drive, Churchview Way, and Churchview Court in the Riverby subdivision, Delaware Township, Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
I know you're familiar with the Riverby project. We are very happy that we completed that work earlier this year. The TID just basically took action in August to certify the special assessments on the properties, and so basically all of the necessary work has been done to make the streets within the Riverby subdivision public. The HOA has petitioned and requested for this action, so this is fully with their consent and pursuant to our agreement.
Yeah. And these will become township roads.
Correct.
Delaware Township will manage them going forward. So I think, again, we've talked about it before, this was a very nice example of public-private sectors working together and the use of the TID and resolving a very serious problem for Riverby to get these roads taken care of, and the sewer is separately being dealt with. So, all right, vote, please.
Vote on motion 20-807. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-808, in the matter of approving a maintenance agreement with the City of Columbus for improvements to Lyra Drive Extension.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
This is one of 2 agreements the City of Columbus has requested. This particular agreement involves the stormwater management facilities that will be used jointly by the city and by ourselves for the Lyra Drive improvements, as well as the Powell Road improvements that we're in the process of making right now. So basically what this maintenance agreement does is it provides for a cost split of the retention, detention facilities built as part of the project, and provides a cap amount for the amount we would be willing to pay each year without additional authorization.
What's the timetable on this one?
My understanding is the city will be going out to bid on the Lyra Drive project very shortly.
Okay.
So we could see construction yet starting this year. I would fully expect to go through most of next year. Keep in mind, this particular agreement only involves Lyra Drive Phase 1, which is going up north but stopping short of Powell Road. Phase
it
2
stops
will
short.
be the actual connection to Powell Road, and we're working with the city right now on that particular agreement.
That'll be a new roundabout, I think, as I
Correct.
understand. Okay. Okay, and but that one I don't think is too far behind.
It's
Define
not.
phase
We should
one.
have that in a matter of a few weeks.
Okay, that's good to see. Again, this is important to keep Polaris active, vibrant, healthy, which is an important area for our county. And good to see working with Polaris and City of Columbus to get this accomplished.
Relieve some of the congestion. Yeah.
Definitely relieve some of the congestion and allow Polaris area to continue to expand economically. So really nice to see. Okay, vote. Vote, we have a question?
I had a question. Did that change get made? Because the copy we have doesn't have that in there. You referenced it.
Did that text I sent you make it in the journal? Did you put that in, the 20,000? Yeah, we're proposing that change.
That's what we were going to
We're
approve
gonna
it?
approve that one, okay. There's a $20,000 cap on section 2A.
2A. Okay, so we added a language that
County's
says it's,
proportionate share shall be limited to $20,000 per year without prior authorization from the county.
okay. So that's the language we're approving with this resolution. Okay.
Vote on motion 20-808. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-809, in the matter of approving a contribution agreement with the City of Columbus for improvements to Lyra Drive Extension.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
So this agreement involves the actual construction of Phase 1 and a contribution we are making basically for the stormwater management facilities I mentioned just a moment ago to basically include those facilities in the Lyra Drive extension versus us having to construct our own stormwater management facilities as part of the East Powell Road improvements. And so we've come up with a cost that represents what we would have had to pay anyway, and Columbus is able to roll this into the Lyra Drive improvements. Really, I think a win-win for both of us because the cost to build and maintain our own facilities would be greater than this. So we think this is a good deal. And then again, everything you said earlier, this is a nice partnership between the city, NP Limited, and Delaware County to advance what I think is a pretty needed project.
Yeah, again, good to see. Okay, vote, please.
Vote on motion 20-809. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-810, in the matter of approving contracts of sale and purchase between Jerry D. Litton, Howard Vincent Hartman, and Nan Beller, and the Board of Delaware County Commissioners for Dell CR 124-6.45.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
These are parcels. We've reached agreement to purchase additional right-of-way on the home road improvements between Perry Road and Route 23. So we're recommending your approval at this time.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-810. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-811, in the matter of approving owners' agreements for Liberty Grand District Section 1, Phase A, and Liberty Grand District Section 1, Phase B.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is our typical owner's agreement for street and stormwater improvements and new development. Liberty Grand Section 1 includes 50 single-family lots, and so this will provide for that work.
What about the second one, Phase B?
The total of Phase A and B is
Is the
50
50,
lots,
okay.
yes.
All right. Vote.
Vote on motion 20-811. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-812, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Colmore Estates, Lot 4653, Division 1.
So move.
Second, discussion.
This is just a small common access drive subdivision involving 2 lots, and this plat has been through all the required county approvals, and we're recommending your approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-812. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-813, in the matter of authorizing the purchase of equipment for County Engineers Office.
So move.
Second, discussion.
We're requesting your approval to purchase a trailer. This is an item that we had originally in our budget probably a couple years ago, never purchased it. We found the model that we think will be the best fit just a while ago. It's basically for hauling small equipment, rollers, power brooms, those the things that you use on a construction site that you don't need a huge trailer for, but can pull behind a 1-ton pickup or something of that sort. So that's what we're requesting for this purchase.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-813. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-814, in the matter of adopting a resolution declaring a necessity and the intent of Delaware County Board of Commissioners to appropriate property.
So move.
Second, discussion.
Again, this is a resolution to move ahead with the properties that are needed for the, the home road project between Perry Road and Route 23. As we always do, we'll continue negotiating with the property owners, but this allows us to move ahead with the project, get started with the utility relocation. Of course, we'll file the estimated cost of the right-of-way with the clerk of court and continue working with the property owners to settle these.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-814. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks, Rob.
Resolution number 20-815, in the matter of approving the 2021 health insurance renewal rates with the County Employee Benefits Consortium of Ohio.
So move.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator. And as you know, we were fortunate to receive in the past very favorable renewals with SEBCO. And going into 2021, we unfortunately received a 10.4% increase in our health insurance rates. This increase was essentially due to our loss ratio running at about 107%, meaning that our premiums were less than what SEBCO was paying out in claims. The insurance market is also driving this increase, as well as several claims that were below our pooling point. So, you know, we spend a lot of time looking at different options, and as such, the recommendation will be to move to a different plan design for 2021. This would be the SEBCO Plan Design 1D, which would change and increase the deductibles, out-of-pocket maximums, and co-insurance, and then also require members to increase their overall cost share. The prescription plan design would also change, but it would be a little bit more favorable and require less copays for the members with the Plan 2D design. We'll also be looking at going to a 12% from 11% employee contribution rate. And the county overall has absorbed a great deal of this portion of the increase, but then this also requires our members to increase their cost share as well. We, you know, in the next few weeks, we'll be bringing resolutions to you to consider for the actual 4-tier rates that we currently have. We will continue with that, and then also what the actual rates will be for the employees and their covered spouses that complete the wellness program. So once again, we will be coming to you to actually memorialize those rates, so employees will know in advance of open enrollment what exactly they'll be paying in 2021. But this still is a very good plan, and increases things slightly, but it still is a very good plan where health insurance is concerned. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them for you.
No, we put in,
Yeah.
all of us have put in a great deal of time and time and effort on this, Dawn. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Commissioner Benton, yeah, you have.
Yeah,
Really,
being on
with your
SEPCO's board,
membership.
this was a huge surprise to, I think, all the board members that our healthcare costs are going up next year, and up a lot. This is not just Delaware County. This is for most of the counties. There's a few that aren't getting much of an increase. But again, the claims rates are what they are, and our costs are exceeding what we're paying this year. That can't go on very long. So unfortunately, it is. We do have a very, very strong plan after these changes.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
We have one of the lowest cost sharing
Yes.
among all the counties and among our other jurisdictions we measure against. So again, we feel it's a very good plan. But the costs, unfortunately, again, we were all surprised by how much they're going up next year. So anyway, thank you, Dawn, for your work, and Cindy and everybody who worked on this. And there's more work to be done as we get through this. And the wellness, one bright spot, I think, is the wellness program seems to be doing much better in terms of participation, which is good, because SEPCO and studies have shown that if the more people participate in wellness, the better your claims costs are in the long run. So again, encourage everyone to participate in the wellness if going forward. So I guess that's about it. We'll move on this one. So let's take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-815. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Don.
Resolution number 20-816, in the matter of sending notice to AT&T Mobility, care of GPD Group, that its proposed telecommunications tower in Radnor Township shall be subject to sections 303.01 to 303.25 of the revised code and the Delaware County zoning resolution.
So move.
Second discussion.
Eric Hostetler, staff attorney. When any person is proposing to construct a telecommunications tower, they have to provide notice to the county commissioners, the Board of Township Trustees, and adjacent property owners. And if an objection is filed, this board is required to then notify the person proposing that tower that they will be subject to zoning. So this is a statutory requirement. We'll fulfill that by sending the notice later today.
And I think we did get 2 objection letters.
Yeah, there was one received last week, and then another one maybe on Friday or today.
Yes, we received one on September 10th by certified mail, and then the one came on September 11th also by mail.
Okay.
So a copy of both of those objections will be forwarded to the proposer as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Vote.
Vote on motion 20-816. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thanks, Eric.
Brings us to Administrator Fromer.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator. The only thing I have to report on today is we're going to be starting at the staff level to work on some of the annual budget things. We're a little bit behind where we normally would be, but I think we're trying to get our arms around the financial impact of the last 4 to 5 months. We've gotten sales tax information from June. We got preliminary stuff for July. Commissioner Benton told me this morning about the state getting some preliminary stuff for August. So as we get that data, we'll be able to look at things, but that's going to start to pick up. Traditionally by now, we would have a budget memo out to the elected officials and department directors kind of outlining stuff. We've kind of held off on that just to get more data to look at what we're working on. So also the financial model that we were working on with Ralph Tillis is in draft form, and we'll be getting that to you guys here fairly soon. So just kind of wanted to put that on your radar, that we'll be starting the budget process and that fun process that involves with that, so.
Yeah, I want to, again, just mention the financial model, because we've got some big expenditures coming up. The road projects obviously are going to continue to go forward as we've outlined, but we're looking at the Bixby campus, which is going to be significant dollars. How much should we borrow, when? Those are all outcomes of this financial model, so we make a much better educated decision on what we borrow and when. And then interest rates being so low are going to impact our investment yields as time moves on, that portfolio turns over. So there's just a lot of moving parts. Our sales tax revenues obviously have been down, but they've rebounded some, but what's going to happen in the next few months, I mean, we just don't know, and that's a huge part. So again, lots of things factor into this, and it's very difficult to predict with precision. Like in most years, we have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
This year, it's much less certain. So, okay, thank you.
That's all I have.
Anything? Okay, Commissioner Lewis?
There is help for people if they need it with their electric utility bills through our Bridges Community Action. And that number is 740-369-3184. That's 740-369-3184. And they put out a special notice on this a couple months ago. But this program is in effect through September 30th. So I just wanted to call everybody's attention to it. There are certain qualifications. You need to be 175% below the federal poverty level, or if someone in the household is 60 or older, or a household member has the physician's note or disconnection note. And so anyway, any of those, it says qualifications, I don't know if I call them qualifications, any of those criteria would qualify, though, for assistance with electric utility bills. And also, a while back, some of us met with a group that is starting a St. Vincent de Paul's men's shelter, and their goal is to open a shelter in Delaware with at least 5 beds to provide emergency shelter and services primarily to men being released from the Delaware County Jail. And this is a real need in the community, and will definitely help those men get back on their feet. We also do have another, we've actually got a home both for men and for women, another home for women too, and that is handled through the jail. If certain criteria are met, then, and there's room in both homes, then if you're leaving the jail, you could stay in one of those residences. So
Where are they? Are they in town?
they are on Liberty. One is on Liberty.
So in town here?
In town,
Okay,
right.
so local.
Right, yes, right. And this would be, it's my understanding, this would be in town. They're going to be starting a fundraising drive. And so anyway, some good things happening to help people. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, we have DKKM or DKMM recycling meeting, Zoom tomorrow, two meetings.
Yeah, the policy and then the full board,
That's right, yes.
12:30
And
and 1:30.
Yeah, I have another Bridges Community Action meeting then tomorrow by Zoom too. And that's it.
Okay. Just a couple of things. We have Jobs Ohio, One Columbus call this afternoon at 2:30. The Economic Development Group is coordinating that with those groups, and those groups are very important for us to work with to get some of their programs put in place, maybe some funding and so on to help advance economic development here in Delaware County. Great people in both of those organizations doing really important economic development things. So good to have that call. And then we have an investment advisory committee, or investment committee this Thursday, right, Sarah? So we'll have to get the agenda out for that.
That's right, we
Commissioner
do.
Lewis and myself are on that. So. And Treasurer Ringel will run that. So that's all I got. And we have no need for executive session.
No need for executive
Somebody
session
wants to
today.
make up a reason at this point so we can have one?
So we can have,
We're gonna miss
Extra
it.
time today to do something
right.
else.
All right, with that,